Ooh. Spirit, have your way. I mean, you help me with water for cup. My throat dry, I can drink water. Let me put on that black cup.
Vishwadit sir, it is live.
Yeah, now you may start, sir. Thank you.
Okay, my dear friends, it is glad to welcome everybody here and those who are watching the real show. Today I have got a great brother as an inaugurator. Tripsiji and Pacific sir and Dr. Satish and Vishwadit sir. I want to tell certain things about our Charles sir. You have to, get certain things from Charles sir. In fact, I want to highlight before introducing the way he, talks, the way he writes. We will really love the particular person. See, his smile itself, the smile itself from another country. That's a great thing. Charles sir, quite, we are with whole heart, we are welcoming to the show. Charles sir, it is a great thing you are here in front of the show of sir, the talk. Okay, sir. And when I talk about the Charles sir, right now I should really introduce him. That is my duty also as a moderator. Charles sir is exactly Tripsiji, Pacific sir, and Dr. Satish sir and Vishwadit sir. Vishwadit sir is not joining today because of some some problems are there. He may join, I don't know. Anyway, for the introduction of the guests as well as the viewers, I like to give Charles sir something like that. His exact name is Dr. Professor Eporia Charles. Am I right, sir? Eporia Charles. Yeah,
thank you.
Right, sir. He's not a small fellow. Tripsy Jeswal and Pacific sir and Dr. Sadish sir and of course Vishwadit sir and all my friends. He is the executive director for presence in United Nations New Security Council. Great, sir. Great to be in front of, you, in the platform, sir. He's a MBA holder and he has having PhD, so many doctorates. And when I have gone through the entire biodata, I was so surprised, right? So if I want to read that biodata, it will take another 1 hour to read the biodata. Then Charles sir will not be able to talk much about his session. Anyway, I think Charles sir is having some sort of other assignments. That is what I understand. So Trupti ji and Pacific sir, as well as Dr. Satish sir, with your permission, I am asking our great friend. We call each other brothers. Am I right, sir? And today, when I submitted certain things to Charles sir, immediately responded, yes, go ahead, Dr. Professor, brother. Yes, go ahead. Immediate response to any creativity is with us. And I am welcoming Charles sir for the inauguration. Then I will come to Tripsy ji as well as Satish sir, as well as our main speaker today, Pacific sir. Okay. Pacific sir, definitely I will introduce about you since Professor sir and Charles sir is having a lot of other assignments. I am asking him to inaugurate this session. Welcome, Charles sir.
Thanking God for the opportunity given to us to see this beautiful day. Thanking God for the organizers of this program, most especially my able brother, Professor Dr. Ambassador Regan Paraka, and his assistants, Elizabeth and Kuma, for inviting me into this noble and great program. This position is too big for me, but by the grace of God, I will talk briefly. The need to be committed to social work and human rights is very paramount to the development of our present dispensation globally as to transform our world. What are these global goals. They are sustainable development goals that are interlinked, designed to be blueprints, and are 17 goals to transform our world for a better and more sustainable future for all. What are these goals? They are 17 in number. Number one, poverty, no eradication of extreme poverty. Number two, zero hunger, which is no hunger. What are we trying to say? We want to make sure that in the year 2030, we don't want to see people having that extreme poverty and hunger. Goal 3, good health and well-being. Ensuring healthy lives and promote well-being for all. Want everybody to be happy, to have that good well-being. That's goal 3. And goal 4 tells us about quality education. Achieving universal primary education. Want everybody to know what it takes to be educated. And the education will be a quality one. Goal number 5 states gender equality. What do we mean by this? We want to achieve the gender equality and empower all women and girls. So they need to be empowered. We don't want any discrimination. We want everybody to look happy, to feel happy. Goal number 6, we want to have a clean water and sanitation. Everything should be thoroughly clean and fine. We want people to have good health, good water. The environment should be neat. Everywhere should be okay. Goal 7 talks about affordable and clean energy. As we want to ensure that people are happy. Excess of affordability and reliable, sufficient, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Want it to be okay. Want people to be happy and feel fine. That's why we have a goal 8 that tells us about decent work and economic growth. It speaks a lot. Want to have people so that they will be happy. When they are working, they should be happy, feel fine. Goal 9, want to make sure that the industries and innovations and structural infrastructure are fine to build resilient infrastructure to promote and to sustain induction of system innovation, making sure that everywhere is well innovated, fine. Goal 10, reduce inequality. We don't want the situation whereby people will feel bad that they are put into rubbish. We want to make sure that people look fine. That is where we'll be happy. And everybody will be happy. We'll be able to sustain that goal. Goal 8, sustainable cities and communities. Making sure that cities are inclusive, they are safe and are well and properly structured. We don't want to have a city that will not be okay. We want to have a city that will be good. Everybody will be happy. Goal 12 talks about responsible consumption and production. We want to ensure that sustainability, consumption, and production are well structured, well patterned. One out of goal 13 talks about climate action. We should go to take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. The climate should be well structured, everywhere should be fine. Goal 14 talks about life below water. Want to conserve sustainable use of ocean, sea, and marine resources. All these are very important that will make life happy. We want people to be happy. When people are happy, we'll be able to, development will be there, peaceful life will be there, people will feel belong. Goal 15 talks about life on land, sustainably managing forests, combat all those forests, all those things on land. We'll be making sure that all are okay. As we are living on earth here, we want to make sure everybody looks fine. Goal 16 talks about peace and justice and strong institution. What do we mean by that? I want to promote justice. Want everybody to feel fine, to look good. I want to have a peaceful environment. Want to make sure that the society is good, the society is peaceful. And the final one is the partnership to achieve the goals. We need that partnership, revitalizing the goal partnership for sustainable development. Everybody should be in that harmony of partnership, and we'll be able to appreciate all those people that are fighting the cause. Peace and justice, and strong as a strong institution, we need to look at certain variables. And what are those variables we need to look in peace and justice? We must start with ourselves. When we want to talk of peace, peace must start with ourselves. And justice, we must be just in everything that we do. When it gets to us, be able to impart it to our neighbor. For us to have a peaceful environment, we must make sure ourselves we are at peace with ourselves, because we cannot give what we don't have. We must give what we have. Then when it gets to our neighbor, we can now make it the global way, pass it around. We need peace and justice as a strong institution to transform our world to a better place. How? By promoting rules of law at the national and international level, ensuring equal access to justice for all, equal access for justice to all. By so doing, in 2020, in 2030, we shall expect significant reduction in illicit financial arm flow and the recovery and return of stolen assets to be strengthened. All those assets that have been taken, all those things, we want to make sure when it gets to that level, everything, we will know what we are doing, the society will know, everybody will look happy. All those stolen items, assets, everything will be strengthened. And all those areas of corruption, all those areas will not be there. That's what they are trying to say in that area. And finally, to combat all forms of organized crime, all those crime, everything before 2030, we want everything to be well formalized. So no more crime. We don't want crime. We're going to fight it. But when we have a crime in a society, we feel that society will not be healthy. There will not be peace. For peace to reign, that crime must stop. Corruption must stop. We want to have a healthy society, a global and healthy society, which is very important. What are the three objectives of a global goal? One, we want to eradicate poverty, eradication of poverty. We don't want poverty. Poverty enslave one, make someone to be begging, make someone to look stupid. Two, we want to eradicate hunger. People are hungry. When people are hungry, they will not be useful to the society. We want to make sure hungry is being eradicated, and to ensure a healthy life. We need that healthy life. When you are healthy, you'll be able to talk, you'll be able to discuss, you'll be able to actualize that peace. Without being healthy, you cannot do anything. You must be healthy. That is the main goal of this sustainability we are talking about, development goals. Making sure that everybody looks fine. Global goal covers three different aspects. What are the aspects? One of the aspects is social development. We want to look at social equality and justice. Anywhere you go, you must make sure there is justice, there is equality. We don't want to make inequality or injustice. No, we want to make sure everything is fine, and God will see us through. Number two, of one of the goals that global goal cover is environmental protection. The environment must be protected. And three, economic growth. We want to make sure it covers it. Global goal covers it, economic growth. What do I mean by the examples of these global goals? The use of recycling material and renewable resources when building. Whenever we are building, we make sure that recycled material are very paramount, and renewable resources. Building a new community is previously underdeveloped area without destroying the ecosystem and harming the environment. When we are doing that structuring, we make sure that the environment is not being harmed. Some of the areas that are underdeveloped, we make sure that we never destroy the economic system and harming the environment. Those are the examples of global goals. What are the goals of sustainable environment. What is it all about? It's all about the clean energy and climate action. Clean energy and climate action. Why go for economic growth includes hunger? Look at that. We don't need it. Poverty, we don't want it. Want a situation whereby people will be happy. Health, education, equality, peace, and justice. There is need to sustain our living. Sustainability. Who are those people that are supposed to do that? We are the same people. Sustaining living development is all about people, their well-being, and also the equity in their relationship with others. There must be that relationship with others. You as a human being, you must have well-being. You must take care of your own well-being and other people's well-being, and also have that equal relationship with others. You don't need to distinguish or separate yourself from others. Every one of us, we are the same. We must make sure that relationship we have with others, we comes from the inside, not just yourself alone, or you feel irritated or feel biased. You must open up. These are the ways we can do to sustain that living development. Sustaining living is based on 4 pillars. When we want to sustain that living, there are 4 things we must consider. What are these 4 things? Minimizing waste. We don't need to do what? Maximize. We try to minimize waste. Limiting the use of health natural resources. We limit it. We don't need to waste. Wastage is not good to any sustainable living. We must make sure that we never waste anything and we never limit the health resources. The use of environment also is key. How do we use this environment? We must make sure that there is no waste. Everything must be conserved so as to bring growth. By the time we start wasting the environment, causing a lot of havoc, we see that the growth will not be there. Ensuring quality working. When we are working, the working we will be doing will be quality and living environments. These are the pillars that actually bolster sustaining living. Example of it, stopping the use of plastic. We don't need the use of plastic. Plastic causes a lot of havoc, made with chemicals. We want to make sure all these things are stopped. These are the example of sustaining living. Reducing household energy. Yes. Reducing the usage of household energy and utilization of renewable energy. You see, we need to reduce all this area. How we use all this energy, all this property matters. 3, finding creative way of reusing everything. Anything we are using, we'll find a creative way. We don't need to waste material, waste whatever thing we are doing. We must make sure we find a creative way of reusing them. And when we are cooking food, we need to cook food by ourselves. We don't need to move out there and do all those things. Maybe we don't know how it's being cooked. Before you know, cause a lot of havoc. Reduce cooking food by yourself and eating locally. Make sure when you are eating, you eat your local food. You don't need all those food, packaged food, all those things. These are the ways to sustain living. Conservation of water. We need to conserve our water very well. By the time we don't conserve our water very well, we find out that we will not be able to live healthily. And also to sustain our living, we must make sure we depend less on our cars. The cars you drive, you must make sure you do what? You depend on it less. You don't need to be using cars. No, depend less on your car. You need to move around. You don't need to, when you are moving, the places you are going, there must be a need. Car should not be a way of necessity. We should try to reduce it. And when we are driving, we drive in green, making sure we are really protected in the necessities we need to do. These are the things to sustain living, which is very paramount to this global goal. What are the types of sustainability? There are 4 pillars. As I earlier said, 1, we have human, you as a human being, social, economic, and environmental sustainability. These are very important to the growth of our global goal. How can we sustain how can this sustainability be improved? How can we improve on all this area? We can improve it by making sure there is efficient waste management. Efficient. They manage all those people in charge of wastage. They must make sure they are efficient in doing their work, reducing environmental impact, promoting sustainability. Very important. The use of these three key words are also very important. What are these three words? Reduce, one. Reuse. These are very, very important in order to sustain our environment. Recycle, very important. This will significantly reduce global impact and conserve natural resources, reduce pollution and reduce our carbon footprints. They are very, very important. How do we promote sustainability? How do we promote it? We need to promote it. How do we do that? We are expected to do the following 10 things. What are these 10 things? One, we need to recycle. Recycling and buying products made with recycled materials. Products made with what? Recycled material. They are very important. Two, make informed choice. Before we buy anything, we must make sure we need that thing. It is not that we just want it. No, we need it. It is necessary. That is why it is very important we make informed choice. That's a way of promoting global growth. We promote it by making sure that we make informed choice. We don't just buy things. No, we buy it based on our needs. The third area to promote sustainability, we also look at the growth. We grow your own garden. Every one of us should have a garden, whereby we grow plants, we grow different things. They are very important. They are very necessary to promoting sustainability. Number four, we also minimize waste. We minimize waste. We don't need to start being wasteful. We need to minimize the waste. Water, whatever thing we are doing, we minimize. Make sure that we don't waste it. It's very, very bad. It will not bring any growth. It will not promote growth, but it will make sure that it enhances the growth. Number five, we watch your utility bill. You watch it, you monitor your utility bill, like lights, all those areas. You don't just on everything when you don't need to on it. No, when you are not using it, you off everywhere. You don't need to be accumulating bills. You are wasting, it's wastage. Number six, purchase energy efficient appliances. You see, energy efficient appliances are what we need to buy that are effective, that are good. We don't buy things that are not good. Before you know, you discover that you have a problem. No, we buy things that are good, appliances that are efficient, as in conserving our energy. So the seventh way of promoting sustainability, we look at compost kitchen waste. In our kitchen, whereby we cook, where we cook, we make sure we compose all those wastes. We don't need to just put everything, we compose them, try to suppress them, try to make sure that they are well properly kept, properly cleaned. The eighth one, as I said there are 10. The eighth one is carpool, or the use of public transportation more often. Carpool, or we call it pool cars. We don't need to be carrying our car up and down. You only will be there. No, you try to do what we call usage of carpool, and you go and enter public transportation more often than that of your car. We don't want to making sure that things are well established, well sustained. And we are encouraging ourselves that we should plant more trees in order to promote sustainability. Planting of more trees. By the time we do that, we know that we'll be able to do that effectively and efficiently. The 10th one, which is we support organizations dedicated to sustainability. Any organization that is into global goal, we try to support them. By that, we make sure the environment is healthy, things will work out fine. As a social worker, commitment matters. Whatever thing we are doing, we must be committed. When you are committed to things, you'll be able to do it properly. Committed is being determined, comes from your mind. You are being passionate about it. You as a social worker, if you are not passionate about your work, you will not be able to exercise that power, that authority you need to do. But you do it very well so that people will be happy and you'll be rewarded. People are seeing whatever thing we are doing, we should not assume that we are only maybe doing it for ourselves. We are doing it for the global world. By the time the global world sees it, they will appreciate and give thanks to God who has given you that grace. Whatever graces we are given, we use it to the glory of God. These are very paramount in order to sustain our sociability, to promote our sociability. As far
Yes,
as we
sir.
are youth, as far as we are youth at heart. Every one of us is youth. Whether you are old or whatever age you are youth because we are all youth at heart. And all this concerns us. By the time we are able to have all this, we make sure that we will be happy to ourselves and everybody will be happy with us.
You
So
rightly
we
said it, sir. Great, great words. Rightly said it, sir. Great words.
we give thanks to God for this great opportunity that He has given to us, and we are praying that we will be able to sustain this because without God on our side, we cannot do this. We know that we are going to give account to whatever thing we are given to do, and giving account, meaning we do it properly, and the grace of God will be upon us, we'll be able to actualize it. And before you know, we'll be able to actualize that 2030 goal, which is very important and paramount. May God come to strengthen us, and I thank God for this program. I thank God for my friend, my excellency, and I thank God for everybody who listened to my small speech. I pray that God will come to empower us with good health of mind and body through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Before I thank you, Charles, brother, I like to tell you certain things to Trupti ma'am as well as Pacific sir. See, the thing is, before he is a very engaged person. Charles sir is a very much engaged person. Before, he came to the session in the afternoon. That is, as far as India is concerned, it is afternoon. He sent his notes. What are the things he is going to talk? It's a great planning. We should really appreciate, the youth should really appreciate certain things from Charles sir. No doubt about that. He already communicated certain things which he is going to discuss. We really thank you, sir, and we offer you certain things from India. Sir, as far as the peace is concerned, we will work jointly because I am also a peace ambassador of India. You know that. And I am also from the education sector, sir. So we will also collaborate in the education center. I am also working with the social justice organization. You know that. International Social Justice Organization. I am the vice president. We will have a collaboration each other and we will work, sir, together for a creative world. As far as Nigeria, as far as Congo is concerned, we are all brothers. That is my concern. We are all humans. Okay, sir. Great of you for coming and inaugurating session. We will meet again, sir. I will communicate further. Thank you, sir. Nice of you. Bye, bye, bye from everybody from India.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, now I'll come to Satish sir. Satish sir is also busy with so many other activities. He is Dr. Satish Kumar, a great psychologist from Manipal hospitals. And interestingly, he has done his doctorate from PhD from Netherlands. Am I right, sir? He is a clinical psychologist, basically. And in fact, I'm seeing him for the first time, though we communicated each other a lot. We communicated each other. This is only a beginning, sir. We have to do a lot of things, creativity for the entire world, because I'm already having a lot of network all over the world. I'm having, you might have understood from the Charles connection, Pacific Search connection, you might have understood. Every day I'm having a different stages and interacting with the people. So I want to invite Satish sir to join the project and now to give a message to the youth about your experience. So you can take 5 to 7 minutes and you can communicate. And if you're so busy, you can leave it also, because Trupti, I know her, for long years, sir. In fact, I know her when I met from IIT. So she's, patiently will wait. That is what I feel. And Mr. Pacific is also there. Before, coming to the Mr. Pacific and Srimati Trupti, I'm going to join with Satish Kumar sir to have his messages to the youth. Sir, unmuted.
Okay. Yeah. So talking about the youth, uh, so let's say the biggest problem that the youth is now facing is probably in this current COVID-19 times is unemployment, and people who are with the college settings, they're having difficulty in the settings that the online education is going on. And very commonly, if we talk about youth, maybe the late adolescent and the young adult, they're having a tremendous pressure on them, which is generally forgotten or which is not looked upon. So we always look at youth as a performer. We expect youth as a performer, but the challenges of performing is generally not looked upon. Or facilitating these people with whatsoever they require, or giving them what they require is generally not available. And especially a country like India, where population is huge, along with it comes the challenges of finding a job or challenges of becoming a performer. So which means a person who is put into the world is like a horse, which means more like a running horse, where a person have to run faster to prove it. So there comes a lot of mental health issues where a person, when not able to perform well, is falling under depression or anxiety, and along with it comes many other expectations. A youth is always expected to be earning well, or probably having a good connection, or probably good in social settings. A person has to be good in behavior. So expectations from not only family but the society on youth is also very high. Sometimes when the expectations become unrealistic, it becomes difficult. So which means, let's say when we talk about generation gap, a parent always has a lot of expectation on the youth, his son or daughter, that they should perform well. In fact, it is an expectation from Indian parents that their children should be good in everything, whether it be academic, whether it be swimming, whether it be yoga, they should always be good in everything. So generally, youth is not taught it's okay sometimes to lose as well, which means it's okay not to be okay all the time. So we are not always accepted, or we are not always taught or trained to also lose. So we are always taught always to be winning all the time. So it becomes difficult sometimes when we lose and how to accept it. So the only thing I would like to tell the youth is it's okay not to be okay all the time. Always everything cannot be going very well. So learning out of it and coming out of it positively, like the resilience, whenever things go wrong, learn something out of it and bring growth out of it, like being resilient. So the world now requires a person to be resilient. More than top performer, being resilient is very important. Why being
Wow.
resilient is very important is a person cannot perform all the time. A person cannot be doing always everything right. So sometimes falling down is only to rise up. So being resilient is the new requirement, or resilience is something which is more beneficial when it comes to youth. So I would say the stress on the, or the expectation on the youth will never decrease. In fact, it will keep on increasing more and more. And the best way to deal with it is being resilient, or learning to become resilient, or simply taking things easier at times, is what I would say. And I think that should be good enough.
So
I
this
think
much,
with that,
since you
yes,
are a clinical psychologist, we like to have, one interesting question to you, sir. Can you give
definitely.
some stress management technique to the youngsters? You are a clinical psychologist.
Okay,
You can give something, or 2 to 3 minutes you can give, sir.
sure. So let's say we are always living in a world where only our goal directed behavior is expected from people, or expected from ourselves, which means I'm always looking forward to become a better and a better and a better and a better person with regards to my career. But let's say, along with goal directed behavior, there are two more very important activities which we generally ignore. One can be meaningful activity. For me, meaningful activity is having dinner with my parents, or helping my mom when she is cooking just to cut onions for her, or spend time with my mother 10 minutes a day. So meaningful activities is something which we don't practice or don't have time to practice, because we are always trying to become a better and a better person. But meaningful activities is something which is required. Along with it, happiness activities. What gives me happiness? Probably at the end of the day, if I'm eating well, a happy meal, I'm happy. Or if I get to spend 15 minutes on Netflix, or 10 minutes on YouTube, or 15 minutes listening to music is giving me happiness, I should also practice it. So let's say combination of goal directed behavior, meaningful activities, as well as happiness activities helps a person feel more balanced in life. If not, a person feels more burnout. Being India being an IT sector country, like especially a city like Bangalore, where IT is one of the IT hub. So let's say people are having burnouts. So to avoid burnout, a person should have a balanced work life along with, like, like me time, family time. So let's say putting all these three together, goal directed behavior, meaningful and happy activities is one. And second thing is, always people are either either stuck in the past or stuck in the future, which means people are always thinking about what happened to me, why did this happen to me. The more we think about the past, the more we become sad or anxious or angry, irritated. The more we think about future, we become more and more anxious about, oh my god, what is going to happen, what if this happened, what if that happened. So to be in the present, being in the present, focusing on what is exactly happening in the present also makes a lot of sense, because when we are in the present, we only think about what we are doing that enhances our performance. But the more we think about the past, we feel low self confidence because we think about our failure. That makes us more sad, or the failures can make us already have low confidence. Or thinking about the future, we become more insecure that we will not be able to do. So the second thing is being more in the present, which simply means just doing what you are doing to the fullest abilities, instead of thinking, will this fetch me outcome, or whatever I have become today is because of my failures. So keeping all these thoughts aside and just doing the thing that we are doing to the fullest capacity of our abilities. I think these are something which helps a person
Yes,
recover.
sir. A great words from great psychologist from a great hospital, Dr. Satish Kumar. Sir, in fact, I want to have a separate session with you, sir. We will have
Sure,
more session regarding some stress management or something like
sure,
that,
sure.
which you like also. I mean, that will be helpful to the entire world because I have got a lot of platforms. So, Satish Kumar,
Hmm,
sir,
hmm.
definitely we will be inviting for such a session. I'm very
Sure.
thankful to you for joining us, sir. Okay, if you're
Thank
so
you. Thank
busy,
you,
you
sir.
can leave it, sir. Nice of
Yeah.
you,
Thank you
sir.
so
Bye
much.
bye.
Thank you.
Take care. Be
Thank
safe.
you.
Right, sir. Bye
Thank you,
bye. Take care,
everyone.
sir.
Bye. Good day.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah, sir.
everyone.
Good day, good day, good day. I, Charles sir is
You too.
still there. He is smiling, smiling. Now, I think
Thank
Pacific
you.
is impatient, you know. Pacific, sir, be patient because I got patient because I got patience. You got the point? I
Yes.
think Tripti should
I'm,
give a
I'm
real
patient.
idea.
Yeah.
I got patience because I got patience. I
Good.
think Tripti can give more idea.
Yes.
In fact, I am going to introduce another great psychologist, right? In fact, I met her in IIT Delhi. Am I right, Tripti?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I met in IIT Delhi. And
Hmm.
see, when I met her, sir, Charles sir, I noticed something. Yes, yes, she's having something. And moreover, she also, I mean, felt that see, this person can contribute a little bit to the society or something. She, I mean, I gave my card and she also exchanged the card and we started communicating. And the communication resulted in such a way that she become such a way that now she is the peace champion of, am I right?
Yes,
India.
sir. Yes, sir.
Peace champion of India, of
Yes, sir.
Dubai project, sir. Very nice
Yes,
to
sir.
introduce Tripti as a peace champion. She's a great psychologist. I mean, contributing a lot to the society, educating the students. And also she is from, sir, exact place is Tripti, what do you call it?
Gurgaon.
Georgia. Georgia.
Gurgaon.
Okay, okay.
Gurgaon.
It is near New Delhi. That is what I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, anyway, Christy, to have a few words, a few sentences, say 2 to 3 minutes, the stage is going to be yours. Then I will come with some crooked question with Pacific, sir. Pacifics are ready
Oh.
for the shootout, right? We are going to shoot you from India to Congo, right, sir? Ready? Now, stage is going to be of Tripti, ma'am.
So first of all, thanks to you, sir, Dr. Raghunath, for giving me this opportunity, and all other friends for considering me for this such a great show. So when we talk about youth, and as Dr. Charles also mentioned, our sustainable development goals. So the major problem among youth is of going is unemployment, as Dr. Satish also mentioned. But sometimes there are different reasons of being unemployed. Sometimes youth, they prefer a particular job to a particular field. Like if I start from the beginning, see we have a conceptual term for different fields of employment, like white collar, blue collar, pink collar, gray collar. But most of us always prefer the white collar jobs. And why it is so, there are obviously there are various reasons behind everything. So today I am going to discuss what are the reasons why people prefer only white collar jobs. So to begin with, I would say, see, when we talk about white collar jobs, so what comes in our mind, that it will be a very high profile job. We will be sitting in offices, we will be in cubicles, we will be sitting in AC, and it will be a very great ambience to work with. It will be a great environment, we will have parties. So all that comes in our mind when we talk about the white collar jobs. And these also become the reason, obviously, not to join some other collar job, like blue collar jobs, which in which all these things get very difficult. I mean, there is no such salary criteria, or such prerequisites in blue collar jobs as seen in the white collar jobs. In white collar jobs, there are better salaries, and there is a better nature of work. But and you obviously you have to work in great environment also. And most importantly, all high profile jobs, they fall under white collar only. And blue collar
Yes.
jobs include, like, being a mechanic, electrician, drivers, or like painters. So all these comes under blue collar jobs. And some major problem is that blue collar sector is not well organized, not only in India. I think in any developing country, the sector is not well organized. Not well organized in the context that there are not enough well organized and recognized institutes from where people can hire these people. And there is no online, matlab, personally I haven't seen any online job like naukri.com, or that they require a carpenter or they require electrician. So basically there is a stigma attached to these types of jobs. And as a psychologist, I personally believe that if in order to to create, in order to fix something, you first need to set the mindset of the people. You need to change the mindset of the people. You need to start from the beginning. E- Even if like Dr. Charles mentioned that we have to curb poverty. So for poverty also, we need to change the mindset of those of poor people and rich people also, obviously, for of everyone. So in order to change these small problems, we have to start from the beginning. We have to start with the brain of the people, with the mindset, with the thinking, with the stigma attached to these jobs, basically. So I would also like to mention some solutions how we can do that. Basically, first thing obviously is to change our mindset and stigma attached to blue collar jobs. Because for example, once what happened with me, that I booked a cab, and the driver, I started communicating to the driver suddenly. And I came to know that he was an engineer and an MBA also. And I was so shocked that why he is driving a car like a Uber or a Ola. But he was saying that I just did do it for time pass and for extra money. So somewhere behind the mind we also have this setting key, the driver cannot be an MBA or a engineer. So first we have to change this stigma, we have to change this mindset of the people, of ourselves also, not only of the people. Obviously everything starts from us only, from I only. And second should be, there should be good labor laws. uh, Good labor laws, as in there should be the blue collar job should also be should also get some competitive salaries. And these people should also make aware of these salaries, that if you will work this hour you will get this amount of salary, and nobody can cheat them. Because the major problem is this, that government make laws, but people are not aware of their rights, people are not aware of their laws. This is the main problem. So we have to aware people of these things basically. And and if we go on a personal note, so what else, as an employer, what we can do, we can recognize the employees, employees achievement. If someone doing is if someone is performing great in his job, so we can award something. See, besides from monetary funds, we are doing great monetary funds, but in psychology, reinforcement can not only be primary, it can be secondary also. So besides from money, you can give them some extra perks, some incentives, like we do in white collar jobs. Like engineers get their bonus, and I mean, in high profile jobs people get their incentives or bonus, but I have never seen that in blue collar jobs. So that should be done. And
Great, great.
um, and moreover, employees should be, if you think that an employee is capable of doing something, so you as an employer, you can include that employee in some decision making program. So what will how it will help the employee, that it will increase the confidence of the employee, and employee will consider himself associated with the organization, and he will be very loyal to the organization. So these are the few things which I think we can do to improve the blue collar jobs. And we should also provide some basic trainings to the blue collar job employees by including technology. We all know that sooner or later robots will, robots or artificial intelligence will replace these blue collar jobs. But I think we should they should not replace the blue collar jobs. Besides blue collar, they should help the blue collar jobs, because they're, so that their workload can be decreased, because we are never concerned about their workload or something. We are just concerned about white collar jobs workload and timing hours, but no one is concerned about blue collar jobs workload and timing hours. So I think these are the few things we can do at our
Yes,
end to improve.
the great words from a psychologist. I think, see, Charles sir, what she was talking now, I will also ask the youngster of this group. I think the youth should open the eye. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
For that, they should close an eye. That is the message.
Yeah.
As a senior psychologist, I am passing.
Yeah,
For
actually,
eye, they should
the
close. Yes, that eye, that ego.
yeah.
Then only the white collar and blue collar. Am I right, Pacific G?
Yes,
Right?
yes, you're right.
So you have to
You're
open
right.
your eyes, right?
Yes, I'm opening.
For that, you have to close your another eye. That is the eye. When you, I mean, close that eye, illness will go. That is
Yeah.
ILLNESS. Then it will come to the V. Then the wellness will come. Am I right, Charles sir? Anyway, great of you. I mean, Tripti, it's a very fantastic message you have communicated to all youngsters here. And I'm also thankful to the Charles sir smiling, and he hasn't left the show. He's still with there. Now the show is going to be with Pacific sir, right? Pacific, And now I will introduce you. I know him for, quite a long time. We used to communicate to each other about the various developments and the various, circumstances of various countries. He's basically from Congo, am I right? That is, it is called Indo Congo Talk also. He is a CEO and the National Coordinator of Human Rights Network for Development. He is a MSc geologist completed person. And you are pursuing PhD. That is what I understand. Am I right? Pacific G, you are pursuing your PhD. Shortly, you will be called as Dr. Pacific. Am I right? Shortly, you will be
Right.
called. We will wish all the best, because when I saw his biodata, Charles sir, I was so surprised. He mentioned, if you want any contact, any reference, he has given a name of an Indian. Right, sir? He has given a name of Indian, and great to open that it is my name. Fantastic, Charles,
Yes.
sir. He has given my reference. Okay, very good, very good. And anyway, now the show is going to be with Charles G. Okay, Charles G, what is the real problem, employment problem of the youth? What is the real employment problem of the youth? See, one thing I want to tell you before coming to the point, specifically, I want to tell you all the youth problems are not taken by the youth, whereas the elder people like Charles sir, me, and Tripti, I cannot include you now presently, because you are also in the youth pattern. We are, rather taking your responsibility. Am I right? Any youth
Yes.
problem, actually the elders are taking. So it is high time you take the responsibility, understand the problem, and pass a message to the youth. So what is the real employment problem of the youth? I think Tripti already given some indication. What is the real employment problem of the youth, Pacific?
So you are talking to me?
Yes,
Is Pacific
to
Flow?
you. Now I'm going to,
Yes. Yes. Yes, thank you so much for giving me the floor. I'm so happy once more again to be part of this network. It was really a great time. I've been looking for this opportunity, but as Dr. Rekanat has given me it, I'm so really happy. I'm so really happy once more again to meet other fellows, orators, speakers, and to be in this great connection. Thank you so much. So I am talking about the youth, and also I would like to talk a little bit about the context of my country. As my country is a rich mineral resources country and is a scandal geologically. But among the so many problems we have got in our country, first of all, it is about the mineral resources which are exploited in my country. They are going out of the country, and they don't have permanent in industries in our country. Now, people, they are exploiting and they are going, for example, minerals to make phones. But those minerals, they are not treated in my country. They are treated outside. And when they go outside, they treat telephones. Then when they are back in a country, they are very, very expensive than the one who exploited. Now the youth has nothing in order to do that. That is first. Second, it is about generations. That's I'm saying the old people and the young people, we have a conflict in generations. There are those who started working in the 19th, but now they are not giving the place to the youth. The youth is forgotten. The youth is not given the place to intervene. That is a really, really awful. And up from that now, from this generation,
youth is not given the place. That is what you want to say, or you are not prepared to take the responsibility of it?
Yes.
See, you are mentioning that we elders, right, are not giving an opportunity for the youth, or whether you are not prepared to take the responsibility. That's my counter.
No, yes, we are prepared to take the responsibility, as I'm saying. And the responsibility, we are initiating things, we're initiating some entrepreneurial activities so that we may see if the youth can be included in the system. But the problem now is for the government. The government has not gotten some policies which could allow the youth now to, for this small initiative, to intervene, and so that we may together reduce the rates of unemployment and underemployment in our country, which is now taken the rate of 70%. So I mean, the youth is determined to do this, but we need also the implication of the government, the implication of investors around the world to come in the country, because we have all the resources which can be implemented. Imagine we are exploiting gold, we are exploiting coltan and so forth around the world. But if these minerals could be exploited in our country, automatically the youth could be employed, and when the youth is employed, the rate of unemployment and underemployment is down. So this really is among key points which we should think about.
I want to ask you another question. See, you are exporting all the materials or the minerals outside of your country. Instead of that, why you are not able to process that minerals inside the country? What is the problem there?
Yes, is that the real problem? The real problem now is not for the level of the community, of the youth. Now it's about the government. So the policies, they are not initiating some policies which could allow these mineral resources to be exploited in my country. But I couldn't. Let me not talk about mineral resources. Let me talk about agriculture. We have about 80,000 hectares. 80,000 hectares arable soil and are really fertile. But the problem is what? They are not exploited. They are there and they are not engaging something which we could exploit. And also it is said that this, if we go into agriculture, we can feed all Africa. All Africa could be fed through Congo, because agricultural potentialities, it is really great that can fit all Africa. But why that they are not doing that? All these richness we have got in Congo, they are source now of repeated wars. All neighbors around Congo, they want to gain from Congo. They are living from Congo because it's very rich. And developed countries in Europe, in America, now they have their interest in Congo. And this is the problem, that the war is endless, and the local population now is undergoing such atrocities, is now undergoing such killings, they is now undergoing such rapes because of the mineral resources which they are exploiting because of outer interests. Its interest is not for Congolese, but it's enriching other countries around the world. And this is very sad in the place of the youth. That's why we should, through this platform, I am really happy, so that because the world is understanding about the complaint of the youth, how we are suffering, how we are starving, although everything is there. Yes.
Yes, specifically. So in a way, you are telling that all the job opportunities should be provided by the government. You cannot do anything of your own.
I'm not saying yes. I'm saying for us, yes, the government should provide that, but also because the government can't let everyone to be employed from the government, but they should support those small initiatives, entrepreneurship. This is very, very important, because we have the place where when we interpret something, it goes rapidly, and you can set an enterprise without any problem. But if this fact is not really taken into account, make sure that even though you can make small initiative, it is really complicated for you to go forward. And also, that's why we are saying about investors around the world. If they come to Congo, also this could happen, because we will meet potentialities you have never heard in Congo. But now nobody thinks about this poor youth. And also the bigger part is traumatized about repeated wars. You know the story. If you Google, you will see how really complicated things are in my country. But also the youth has got its responsibility. And from that, I said that there are some young people who have started something. as I've said, I started the Human Rights Network for Development, which it has 5 organizations. And those 5 organizations, some are intervening in agriculture, some are intervening in helping rape women, and also orphans and widows. And also we are making some small entrepreneurship so that we may do something, but no support from out or from in. So that's why it's through this such platform we are the voice, we are the ambassadors of the voiceless. And this the voiceless we are talking about. It is the youth in
Mr.
the
Pacific, see, I want to tell you, we will give some international platform also to present these things, because you know that I'm connected with so many international platforms. But you were referring about the agriculture impact in Congo, am I right? So
Yes.
many acres, or you call it acres, no? That in India it is called acres, right? Or whatever you call it, I don't know about the places. What you call it, acres? What do you call it there? So much places is vacant, and there is no proper, I mean, agriculture things which are going there. In a way, I want to join with Trupti ma'am that, see, youth are not interested in planting or really in the field of agriculture. They want some really the white collar job. What is your opinion regarding this statement?
About agriculture?
See, youth, you are saying
Yes.
that don't have much employment in your country, whereas you
Yes.
have got a lot of, I mean, expansion can happen in the field of agriculture. Am I right?
Yes.
But youth is not interested in going to the agriculture field because of the white collared mentality, as rightly pointed out by the Trupti ma'am. Is it a right statement or a wrong statement?
Yes. So I can't say that is wrong or is good, is right. But let me tell you that the big part of the youth is not distracted by the politicians. The big part of the youth, one, they're not now concentrated on thinking. There are some elites, or there are some specific young who are taking initiative, yes, and we are having these agricultural activities. But the big amount of people, as they're seeing, they are now following up the politicians. They're supporting politicians, and that's why we see small armed groups around. They are created day and night to traumatize population in order to exploit so that they may have something. But they are not thinking about the outcome or the vision we've got about Congo, how to make Congo prosperous. Make sure that the prosperity of Congo, as is in the heart of Africa, it's also the prosperity of Africa. When Congo goes up, automatically Africa now it will be big. You will ask me why. All potentialities of Africa, more than 60% of potentiality, mineral resources, water resources, agricultural resources, I don't know, cultural resources are in Congo. And Congo has been put in the heart of Africa. But the problem is what all power countries, they have their eyes on Congo. But now this youth, if this youth could not be distracted by the politicians, and to see how precious this agricultural way could let people to cultivate, to make these agricultural activities, I think this one could solve so many problems, and that people could not be starving, and also some enterprises could be created. But also, let me tell you, there are some young people who can initiate some enterprise, but you will see many taxes. For example, the government requires much than what you produce. When you are discouraged in such a way, you stop. You cannot initiate. But if it could be collaboration, the government and the youth, and say that let's support the youth. Let's not be really severe in asking taxes, in asking tax collection, which is very high, so that we may let these people to go forward. I think the youth could be together, and also we could go dispatch in all those areas of working, and also Congo could expect something great. Yes.
Okay, Pacific, you have got some youth organization. Why you are not standing against the politicians now?
Yes, really, to go to the politicians, it's required. I am in civil society. I am in civil society, and I'm very young. But in such countries as my country, there are some ways which you can try to join the politician, and you endanger even your life. But if the pressure comes from out, comes from United Nations, comes from other people responsible who can understand the will of the youth. This can help, can make a pressure, and this can be discussed in the parliament, can be discussed at the government, and this can be impacting. So that's why I'm saying I am really thankful for this platform, because through this platform, perhaps some world leaders can hear our voices, and also this can be spread, and this also can impact positively, because they will automatically initiate our presidents, our governments, and will have impacts. Yeah.
Okay, why not your organization? Have the signature mass petition of all the students, and you can submit to your parliament.
Yes,
Are
we
you
can
trying?
submit to. Yes, we can submit to the parliament. Yes,
Yes.
but I am thinking that we are in a country where this seems to not be some of the priorities. Why can I say that? Now we have got a new president, and he is a majority, and the president is the presidency, but the parliament is from the former president. Can you understand? So the big part of the parliament members are from the last regime, but the new president has no big number of parliament members. Now the problem now is what? The political crisis there is above or is higher than the economic or social problems. Now, why? First, we could start with stability politically, and this stability, when we have a related peace, and we crash down this political crisis, now it can allow to think about economy, and this economy engage automatically the youth, because we are now more than 80% the youth in my country. Yeah.
80% of the youth means you have got the voting power also, no? So naturally, a few politicians will be supporting you. Why not through that politician? You can, submit a petition to the parliament.
Yes, we are not supportive of politicians, but we are enemies for the politicians, because when we are denunciating things which are affecting the population, you automatically you are the enemy of the politicians. And when we are the enemy of the politician, you cannot support what we are saying. But as I've been saying about the outer pressure, we have some world levels which can implement something in the country through what the youth is now declaring, and it's what I am saying here. If I go through my country, yes, it's okay, but it can't. Perhaps it can't be taken into really full consideration. Let me give you an example. We have one doctor who is called Dr. Mukwege. I don't know if you heard about him. He's someone who's been repairing the raped women in my country. He has been a Nobel Prize in 2018. He has been denunciating all those people who have been applied in those rapes, in those killings about the last decades. But I make sure this report he has given now is making him insecure. Why is insecure? Because he's denunciating things which are palpable, and he has no support from outside which can help him to affront these politicians who are really terrifying the population. Yeah.
Okay, what is your solution for it? What is your suggestion?
The solution for it, first of all, it is the engagement of the youth, because I know we can have the outer pressure or the lobbying from world authorities and leaders, but the first fact, it is the conscientization of the youth first. We take this into our hearts, and I will think about the coming generations, because when you go into circles during all this time, really it's a really pity, and we don't have we don't expect something for the change of the country. That is first about. And now when we engage, we say yes, okay, through this one, we now will go, we can now start some lobbying in the country and out the country, and this pressure can let our politicians to know that when they are elected, they are not elected for their own, but they're elected to serve, or they are elected to the service of the population. That is first. The second, it is about those big organizations, UN, I don't know what, and whatever, and those world leaders, because those leaders, they are contributing to the government, because when they are contributing something for the development or for some charges, for some problems in the country, now as they are giving things to the government, they can impose some manner of acting in the country. And when they're imposing because of what we have said, automatically change can be seen. And I do not let them to have a report from the government. No, the youth should be implied automatically. Let me tell you, I've been in one world conference in Japan. In Japan here, we have been talking about COVID-19 and the global warming. Unfortunately, our minister was absent, but so many ministers around the world were there. And they're thinking about how these COVID-19 and global warming, they are two crises which are really impacting directly the world. But this one, they're saying about the environment and so forth. But the one who should be implied directly should be youth. But to make sure that projects will be in a country, no young people will be inserted, and their embezzlement, the money which could serve is embezzled, and that the youth is forgotten. Yes, I've been pleading and say, if I could have someone to help me through this conference, I've been saying about the global warming and COVID-19, to not think about those politicians, because we have now billionaires, multi-billionaires in our country, where we have people who are under $0.5 per day. Can you imagine? It is really, really horrible. People are kids are slaughtered as goats in the country day and night. They are seeing all that because they are working for their own interest. But this lobbying, these solutions, I should not want this to be stopped here, but let them go from the above level and help let these people to imply those in this. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Pacific, you absolutely rightly said it. See, the thing is, I think the education can help you a lot regarding this, no? I think we Indian people can help you in, associating with Congo people, and we can also collaborate in such a way that we can do some creativity in your university, so that you can really educate, or value of education you can give as far as the message is concerned. I think now, now our Vishwadit sir have joined. He will talk about a few sentences, what we can offer you regarding that. Definitely, Pasaviji, we will offer more platform to present your problem so that it will be, highlighted internationally. I think Vishwadit sir can give you some ideas in collaboration of giving some, regarding the education. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Pasaviji, sir?
Thank you.
Yeah, Vishwadit
Thank
sir,
you,
you can
Mr.
talk
Pacific.
yeah.
I from India, very welcome for you, and also the PG Jaiswal, Ms. Jaiswal ji. Namaskar on behalf of SAIARD, joining with us on this auspicious evening and program which we continuously doing after this lockdown. That is the talk to the world, because this event is mostly presided by Professor Dr. Parakal sir, Raghunath Parakal sir, And with his interest, I have started this program since the lockdown period, and continuously uh, we have done lots of academic programs, not only discussion but academic programs, and also in that. And Pacific, Mr. Pacific, very
Yes.
welcome to you in our SAIARD platform. And
Thank you so much.
SAIARD is basically the platform which mainly helps to focus on the skill development, entrepreneurship development of the student, because we know that ultimately education can solve everything. And
Thank you.
obviously, through this education, we can, if we can empower proper through the proper implementation of education, if we can empower our students, our youth, then there should be, and if we can arrange, or if they can arrange their own necessities, not luxuries but necessities, definitely all the problems will ultimately sort out. Even the peace will come also there. And in that way, we are continuously trying to research on that field. We are continuously trying to solve this problem, how these problems can be sought out and how these problems can be eradicated from the society through the implementation of proper education and through the empowerment of the youth. So today's, I'm sorry that I have not been joined from the very beginning, because one of our teacher, like madam, just has passed away, and due to massive heart attack. So we are not, we geographers, I am the geographer, so our geography's field is not very well today. So still I have joined, because ultimately the show must go on. And I heard sometimes before about your different topic, about the topics you have raised, and about the even different points you have raised on the basis of your country. So definitely, sir, you will work on that. I must appreciate, and in that respect, if you want to associate, sir, because I have closely associated with your Africa continent, because there are lots of friends from South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, different parts of Africa, Sudan. So in that respect, I must say that in any way, if you want that we can collaborate, we can do something through online. Not, we don't have to go physically, but we can do right now. We can do virtually by using our SAIARD platform. We can
Yes.
definitely do. We can definitely do with you and with your friends, with the students, because I am also a teacher. Every students, wherever they belong, they are my students. Either they African or American or British or Australian, anybody. So in that way, if we can work together, if you feel that we can work together, we are with you. Don't worry. So there is another brother here from in India, and also the team. We will work as a team member to eradicate this social problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are to really thankful for the offer offered by the Bishuddin sir. Am I right, Pacific sir? Now, I think, see, our time is also running away. To
Yes.
conclude this session, sir, I just want to ask you, Pacific sir, what is your message to the youth? Final
My
question.
message to the
Youth, yes.
the message to the youth. The message to the youth
Yes.
it is that the message to the youth it is that nobody can work at our place, and nobody can go through this struggle if we're not implied in it. So it is hard for us to stand up. It is hard for us to take initiative, so that we may save the today and tomorrow's generations. And also for the youth around the world, let us be together. We are building one world, and this world is for us, all of us. So we need to be linked together, so that we may tackle all global problems and see the brighter day once more again. This 2030, 2050, and to have a livable and developed world. Thank you so much.
Anyway, Pacific, thank you a lot. Anyway, we are offering, see, some other stage and our stage also, right? Platform, so that you can present the problem of the Congo to the world, entire world, right?
Yes,
We will
yes. Thank you so much.
we will associate with you. And not
I'm
only
sorry.
you can, yeah.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, sir, and I'm thankful today because Congo have been forgotten through platforms. And those in so many platforms around the world, Congo is not represented. And unfortunately, those who seems to represent Congo, they have never been Congolese. And they are not talking about the interest of Congo. Now Congo is forgotten in platforms. The real problems of Congo is not heard. That I've been really astonished when I meet people. They are not aware of Congo problems. Now I thank you because through this platform, you link me through other platforms, and Congo, the voice of Congo will be heard around the world. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Pasaviji, already Bishujit sir offered his platform for presenting the problems of the youth of the Congo. Not only that, we are also prepared to associate with you for very, very much any sort of creativity, right? So that is a, I mean, great offer from Bishujit sir. And we will also see that through Bishujit sir platform, we are inviting you, other of your friends, right? Other your friends, they can also project their problems of the Congo problem, youth problem, so that will be heard, I mean, all over the world. See, moreover, this, I want to tell you, this is going live. More than that, this recording will be there in the Facebook, right?
Yes.
So
Thank you.
it will reach about, yeah.
I'll ask one question. Is it possible also to link the youth of Congo with some entrepreneurs around the world, or some investors around the world, or some humanitarians, so that they may work together and help some initiative in here? Is it possible?
See, already
definitely, sir.
Yeah.
We can do that, and in that respect, you keep my number, as that we can work together in future, and also we can work on the entrepreneurship model, on the skill development, because we have developed a platform which is mainly the platform for the students World Youth Forum. If you go in our Facebook page, you may find it. Otherwise, you also find it in our website address also. So there we have developed a platform, that is the SAIARD, Council of World Youth Forum. There are different participants from the different countries all over the world have joined. And what I am planning to support them by developing their skills, not individually but jointly in collaboration with the particular countries. So if you also interested, you can come out with your institution. We will be with you, and definitely for that we can keep another meeting, one-to-one meeting. How we can prepare the blueprint. What is the scenario? I have to know also, and in that way we can definitely prepare a blueprint or project model, and after that we can improve it. Definitely.
Thank you so much. Really, I'll be really happy.
It's a great offer, no? So you don't worry about that. I'm an educationist, and of course, he is also having a lot of connection all over the world. And moreover, we people are also having, connection. So we will say that you are.
Thank you for connection. Thank you for connection. And
Raghunath sir,
Yeah,
Raghunath sir, yes. you sent my mail ID and phone number to Mr.
Yeah. I'll send it. Yes. Today I'll send you. Okay. Anyway, nice of you. I think it is high time we wind up. I think, sir, Vishwajit sir, this is one of the rare show we went around 1 hour or 30 minutes. Okay, Pasavi sir, we used to close by 1 hour 15 minutes. Now it is already 1 hour 30 minutes. Anyway, very nice, fruitful discussion. I think you also got some entry how to solve the problem, because Vishwajit sir also offered some solution for that. Okay, I really thankful for the main speaker, Pacific sir, for coming to this platform. Really proud about you, and discussed a lot of issues, and that too with emotional. That I can understand. The real problem of the youth. Really send the message through emotions. I really thankful to the Charles sir also who inaugurated with a big smile, and Pacific, and also my young psychologist from Delhi, Tripti ma'am, as well as the Dr. Vendorf, I think, no, Dr. Sadish Kumar from Manipal. I think Vishwajit sir haven't met him because you were not there. Dr. Sadish Kumar, he is a very famous psychologist for Manipal Hospital. He also joined. We are really thankful to everybody for participating and coming here. This is only a beginning. Okay, this is
Thank
only a
you.
beginning.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. We will continue. What Bishwajit said, we will continue this sort of creativity and Vishwajit sir couldn't preside, but instead of that, Vishwajit sir concluded. I am passing the mic to Vishwajit sir.
Thank you, everybody, Tripti ma'am and Mr. Pacific. Whatever I want to say, I have already told. And with that, hope in future we will meet once again with another event. And if Mr. Pacific or Tripti madam would like to organize any webinar on their particular field, so we can always be associated with you. So we can jointly organize this event and through the web online platform for raising the different issues. Okay. So
Thank
hope
you so
we
much.
will see you in it. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Bishwajit
Bye.
sir,
Bye.
ma'am,
Bye.
and Pacific
Bye
ji.
bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank
Charles
you.
sir also.
So happy.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you,
Thank
Lord.
you,
We will meet
friend.
again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Thank
hope
you.
we will meet you soon on Congo.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Welcome.
Bye.
Special thanks to you. Okay, for continuing the throughout the session, and Charles sir also continued. Nice of him, though he